All right, guys. So we are going to do a full exercise on your dream client and figuring out who that person is. So Brett, I know you're doing like 1,000 things. So watch the replay.
I should be able to sit down here in a minute.
Or even if it's just like voice notes and well, you're probably watching on your phone, so maybe not. But
yeah,
I'll kind of go over the questions, but I want us to actually go through. I've started doing this, but I want to also do this with you guys. So the first question, or I guess let's go to. Oh, okay. So yeah, who can I help the most with what I know right now? So what are some of the things, like you think about, what are some of the things that you are really good at, some things that you're really passionate about? It doesn't have to be necessarily about pets either. It's just what or who can I help the most with what I know right now? So like your personal experiences, personal knowledge. So like some of the things for me is educating dog moms on simple enrichments. Because I'm not going to be putting duck heads into my Kongs. Like, cool if you want to do that, but I'm not going to do duck heads.
Gross.
Yeah. The enrichment things I see on TikTok, man.
And those are probably the people who won't buy food with byproducts. Yeah. That cracks me up.
They're like, I won't do kibble. Kibble's the devil. I'm like,
I know, but it cracks me up. Like people are like, no chicken byproducts, but then you're giving your dog chicken heads and feet,
which is a chicken byproduct. So, Brett, I would say pet education because you have a lot of that. Yes. So, who can I help the most with what I know right now? All right. You guys good with that one? Caitlin has a flower in her hand. All right. So you have a good handle on like who it is that you can help.
Yep. It was a little robot. I was trying to push my computer back and my brother's robot was behind it.
Gotcha. So I'd love to hear you guys like who is it that you can help with what you know right now? Caitlin, you can go.
Oh, okay. I said service dog handlers, and under that I put education, easy enrichment, because like for me, I have to have enrichment for him on bad health days. Otherwise he's a crackhead. And then I put animals with allergies.
Okay. Awesome. Brett, what about you?
I wrote down the question.
Okay. Yeah, so take some time on who can you help the most?
I struggle with these questions, so I'm going to have to think about it when I can think.
Okay. Well, I'd like to try and like go through some of it, but even if you talk a little bit about it. So like, what are some of the things that you know right now? Like, what are some of your specialties and things?
Brett, you should put new dog owners who like don't know where to start with like animal education.
With the first question?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because like,
thank you.
When I first got a dog, if I had somebody who was like, well, actually I do because my best friend's a vet. But if I just text her my questions. I'm like, hey, this is what's going on. Like the other day, I accidentally cut my dog's nail, and I texted her. And I was like, oh my god, what do I do? It is bleeding everywhere. Nobody told me this. Like nobody told me it could bleed. And like, if I had somebody on even TikTok or something that was like, hey, if you ever cut your dog's nails too short, use cornstarch or something, I would have been like, oh, that's what I need to do. So I think.
Right. Yeah, see, I struggle with stuff like that because I try to like, I'll try to just think of simple things that people might not know because I've known it forever that I have a hard time with that. Like I just assume people know things like that.
I'll just send you all the questions I send her, and you can
Yeah,
make
that would be perfect.
That's where I would encourage you to jump into Chat GPT and just ask it that question and say, what are the simple things that first time pet owners need to know?
That's a good idea.
Like, give me a list of 50, and it's going to just spit out a ton of things that, again, yeah, like it's hard to think of where we were in the past and that sort of stuff. And now we can do this for, like, this is your where I think that where it's like you're going to be drawing in for like just the education, but this is also going to be for pet pros. Like this, the exercise is mostly for like the pet pros. So who, as a pet pro, could you be helping with what you know? Like, do you want to be having oh, hi, Amanda and Sarah. I didn't say hi to you guys yet. But who, so you guys, this is the question that we're going to be doing. And Sarah, I am recording this so you can watch it later because we're actually going through this exercise is who can I help the most with what I know right now? So if it's, maybe it's vet techs for you, Brett. If I keep saying that just because you are a vet tech, but you could be helping them with making, I know how I can help you make extra money because I've been doing this. So you can even think too on like, maybe it's busy.
I know, but that scares me because a lot of vet techs are like anti like MLM food and anti boutique foods and this and that. That it's like I don't even want to touch that there.
Yeah, and if you don't want to, it's fine. Like a lot of times, like I know my dream client is basically me. So if you don't like, if you wanted to go with vet techs where you can be, okay, I was this way as well, but then I learned about this stuff and I actually looked at the ingredients and learned about the company. And it is actually something that is good, even though it's an MLM. Oh my goodness. So you could even be like play up on it and things like that. So if you want to, again, it could just be part of it, or it could be busy, crazy moms that have little kids at home and just trying to find balance. Like, who is that person that you can help? You know, maybe it's some hacks on giving your kids something to do while you're on a call, or going to the park at this time because you know they're going to take a nap later, or you know, you can just try and figure out some of that kind of stuff. Okay. All right, next question. What problems can you easily and creatively solve? What problems can you easily and creatively solve?
Go, no, go, help.
All right, how does it feel for you guys? What are some of the problems that you can easily and creatively solve?
I said training dogs for leash pulling, obedience, service work. And then I've been learning a lot about pet allergies. So I put why pets have allergies and then anxiety comfort.
Awesome.
The thing that I thought of that I can creatively solve is the like where I offer choices to my pets with like shaking a hand for each option is a creative solution to like not being sure what your pets want.
Okay.
But that's all I came up with.
Okay. What about you, Brett?
I wrote down new pet owners because I think that's a good angle. And I wrote storm anxiety because that is something that I deal with Baxter. I've been trying to really hone in on joint issues too, especially for cats. And then I also wrote, like, I also like just educating people about like heartworm and fleas and ticks and stuff. So I have that.
Okay. Perfect. No, you're fine. All right, number 3. What is your favorite content topic to create on right now? So what is your favorite content topic to create on right now?
I can hear you because I have my earpiece in, but I have to walk away for a minute.
Okay. Sarah. You just your phone, check and chat. But I'm really mad because I felt like I did a lot of this and maybe I just didn't save it in Asana. And so I'm just really upset that this was not, it didn't save. Good. Okay. So again, this is going to be for your ideal pet pro as well. So thinking on the business side of things of like, how can you help people on the business side as well? So yes, while talking about like the dog moms and simple enrichment, being a proactive pet parent, pet nutrition, the bougie dog moms that want the best for their pets, like that's some of my stuff. So some of those bougie dog moms that really want to feed the best for their pets, they just need to like, I know when I had my first puppy, I had no idea what to feed them. I was the one going up and down. And then especially after Mayhem passed away, I was going up and down the aisles trying to figure out what the best thing is. So like the confusion and you just not knowing any of that kind of stuff. So that's some things that I'll be talking about as well. But also some of those pet parents could be turning into pet pros. But some of the things that I also put down as some of my favorite things to be talking about is pet education and how to build a business and a dream life, like how to live your life off leash. So that's something as well, where I don't want people that are like super broke, they can't afford anything at all, they can't see, they're so stuck in their situation that they aren't able to see like how to make a change. So because even where I was when I first joined network marketing, I was very stuck. I was pretty closed off, but I knew I still had that entrepreneurial spirit of like, I still want to do something else with my life. I'm completely stuck where I am and I am so done and over it. I'm just over it. And so I took that leap. Like, so I wasn't so closed off. Like I was very stuck and rigid in my ways. Like you can even ask Alex, like I've come a very, very long way. So I don't necessarily want people that are so stuck in their ways that they can't see that there's other options, you know, the ones that are just stuck with where they are. So you can even be thinking about these things too, which is one of the questions for later, but who are the people you do not want to recruit? What are those aspects and what are those types of things? But really be thinking about what is the type of person that you really would love to have on your team and recruiting those types of people. So I want people who are maybe they're already starting their personal development journey. So personal development is something that I really like to talk about too, because that's my jam. That's some of the things that really got me unstuck from where I was. So I don't want necessarily somebody from when I was where I was first before I heard about network marketing, but somebody that's a few a few ways in, like a few years into the personal development and realizing, yes, I can be doing these types of things. So that's kind of some target stuff that I'm personally will be like talking about. That's why I'm really good. I like, okay, motivational Monday. Sarah, I know you're great at the motivational Monday. What's some of that personal development type of stuff? So I'd love to hear from you guys, because yeah, I put down pet education and how to build a life off leash. So what is your favorite things to be talking about right now on social media?
I said dog sports, traveling with a service dog, shopping hauls, off like showing that service dogs have not just working time, like off duty time. And then I really like making like the allergy content, but I like filling like his food bowl and just putting the sounds of the food bowl, like the feeding time ASMR videos. And like other people like this too, but I don't know. I really like I don't like making them, but I like watching them. Like after.
Yeah. Like once it's all said and done, then I enjoy my videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you do want to be, because what I've been learning is you very much want to be talking about the things that you're passionate about. The things that you like to be talking about. Because if you're talking about things that you don't really like, then people can feel that subconsciously. They can feel that kind of thing. Because like it's really funny because Alex's and my account, it's very like backwards, where he likes to talk about business and strategy and doing all that kind of stuff. But his account is the one that went viral about salmon oil. So I still talk about salmon oil and pet nutrition because I'm passionate about that. But we've been trying to think like, well, maybe we should switch mine to more business. We're like, I'm fine with that, but I'm not as like passionate about the business side of stuff. Like I like doing this stuff. Like I like talking to you guys and help like the coaching side of stuff. Like that's my jam as well. Like I love seeing the transition. Like I will shout from the rooftops as the amount of growth that I've seen Amanda do over the last couple years. I love it. Like as much work as she has put in to bettering her life and bettering herself. Oh my goodness. Like I love that. I absolutely love it. And so that's some of the things that I really like to talk about. So it's funny that our two accounts where it's like Alex likes the business stuff and I like pet nutrition and personal growth. But we're not really talking about those types of things on TikTok. So that's some of the stuff that we like as I'm going through this and realizing, okay, that's some more of the things that I need to be talking about. Because if I'm talking about personal development and people who are doing that kind of stuff, then that's the kind of people that I'm going to be attracting. Then it's like, oh, I want more people who like the ASMR sounds, because then they just, I don't know, for whatever reason, a brain tickle. I think that's what they call it. A brain tickle. So, all right, so that's number 3. We'll go into number 4. What do you do that gets you the most engagement on social media? So what are the things you do that gets you the most engagement on social media? And maybe this is some things that you need to go, like after the call, you can kind of go and look at, like, is it stories, is it TikToks, is it posts, what kind of posts? I know for me, it's the ones where I get very vulnerable and where I'm taking people on a journey.
For me, I've noticed it's ones where I talk about like not specifically my journey with PTSD, but like I explain PTSD to other people.
Okay.
Like I had a real Toby pulled my cord and it made my phone fly. But I had a reel where I talked about like brain fog associated with PTSD and like why that happens, and that one did really good compared to my other ones.
Awesome. Yeah, so maybe like just kind of getting that information is really, really good. So like kind of going back through and seeing what kinds of posts get the most traction, which there are some ways that you can do that in Facebook and Instagram. You can see like the stats, and you may be able to do that on the website in TikTok, but you have to be like on the computer, not on your phone.
You can do it on the app in TikTok if you're a creator account.
Well, doesn't it show up for only that video? Or is it stats for everything? Oh, I gotta go into the creator
If you go
tools.
to- yeah, if you go to creator tools, it'll show you what your best performing videos, your audience, time of day,
Okay.
that to post.
Okay, cool. So yeah, going into, if you've got the creator account, going in and looking at those stats and being like, okay, what are my top performing videos? What were they about? Those types of things. Yeah, so that's number 4. Number 5, what do you want to be known for? What do you want to be known for?
100% for me, that's loving and taking care of my pet.
Okay. Can we go a little bit deeper with that? Or expand on it a little bit more?
Yeah. I care a lot about them and I care about their them having good lives. So it would be like providing the type of life that they can enjoy and that so that they're just not bored and sad their whole life.
Okay. Awesome. I like that.
I said being authentic in my like posting about training, my health, and what I use. Because I've noticed a lot lately, like this has been really important to me because there's some like fake service dog accounts that aren't sharing actual facts, or like they don't even have an illness, or like because we get brand deals, it's easy to just promote because we get paid, not because we actually use it or like it. And I had that struggle with the one I just posted the other day with a treat company that paid me to post, but Sebastian spits the treats out. So he loves the smell of them and he like wants to interact with them, but he literally spit them out. But Molly loves them. So I was very careful in my wording of like, my pets really love the smell, but Molly is like doing anything for these treats. And I want to keep it to where like I'm not going to promote something that he doesn't like or that we're not actually using. Like I want to be very authentic and not just post on social media because I'm fake.
Right. Yeah, that is so huge. And I feel like even saying that kind of stuff will actually make your followers and your community trust you even more. If you're like, okay, let's try these treats out. And okay, so Sebastian didn't like it, but my other dog did. And that would be because I like even Bryn has said that there are certain products of hers where she does not like the taste of like the lemon or something like that. And she will say, this tastes like ass. I don't like the taste of this.
Yeah, I couldn't say that he didn't like it, so I just chose he likes the smell of it, but Molly like loves everything about it. So I was very like careful and meticulous about how I worded it without just being like he doesn't like it.
Is that part of like you getting paid?
Yeah, because part of it is like if you're a content creator getting sponsored, you either have like you get paid to promote it, but some of them also put a tag in your contract that it's user generated content. So you have to send it to them and they can post it on their accounts and use it for their ads. So like you can't just give them an ad that says my dog hates your product.
I'm really gonna have to pick your brain because I'm doing Alex and I are doing a bunch of stuff for affiliates, like people who just want to rep Pawtree and not actually build a team or anything. They just want to be an influencer for Pawtree and not deal with all the other crap. And I've never had brand deals, so I will pick your brain after this call for sure.
Okay.
Okay, so that was number 5. Number 5. So number 6, if I ask 3 people that are closest to you or know you the best, what is my greatest gift? What would they say? So if you guys ask the 3 people closest to you, what is my greatest gift? What would they say? And I encourage you guys, if you haven't been able to ask anybody yet, I encourage you to do that.
It's supposed to be like in a business way or just like in general way?
Just in general. So I had asked Alex, my best friend, and then Trisha, who I train with all the time. So she kind of knows me. I'm more of that business, but personal side. And then one of my besties in poetry as well. So I have a couple. So Alex said passion, energy, and excitement. Those are my like greatest gifts. I can get real passionate about things. I had that. And then my best friend, she said determination, how much you care for people and love, how much you care for people you love, eagerness to help and want to make a difference, stand up for what is right. Yes, it is. Very, very much. Open-mindedness and eagerness to learn and help others. So my bestie's like, I can't choose one, but that goes right along with, I love to help and watch people win. Like, if you guys made $1,000, I would be screaming it from the rooftops. Like, if you guys made $500, even if it's just personal growth, like, I love all of that. Love it. Sarah, even your journey with the little tater tots and all of like the stuff that you've been having to go through. Like, I love watching people grow and win. I love it. So it's kind of reassuring for me to hear those types of things, because then I can know these are my strengths, and it's probably things that maybe you haven't even thought of. Like, I probably wouldn't have said I'm a very passionate person, even though I know I am. But when we think about like, oh, what's my greatest gift? I don't know. It's myself. It's hard to know what those things are. So I encourage you guys to be asking people, and just say, hey, I'm working on a project. What would you say my greatest gift is? And just ask some people. And you may be really surprised, because that comes into my ideal client. Like, I want to help other people like go after their dreams and live their life off leash. And like, that can be part of the mission statement that ChatGPT can kind of help you come up with.
I've seen people like ask that, like on their Facebook pages and stuff, like what's my best trait, or what's my greatest gift, or something like that. And I've always wanted to ask because I'm curious, but I'm always afraid to post it because I'm always afraid no one's going to say anything.
Well, ask the closest people to you and see what they come up with.
I just texted my best friend and I said, what are my 3 greatest gifts? She said, personality wise. I said, in general, but yes. She said, I like how knowledgeable and informative you are in a nice way. Can't think of a word, but I do like how you do your best even when you're not feeling good, or when it comes to sharing products. You may not see it, but you're adaptable in most situations, as you had to be.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I would say that, like, I applaud you for not letting life hold you back and not using it as an excuse to, well, I'm just gonna sit here on the couch every day. Like, you're just like, and same thing with you, Amanda. You're like, no, I'm gonna fight through this because I don't want to live like this the rest of my life. Like, I'm still young. Like, I'm gonna figure this out and have a great life. So I applaud both of you guys for just like not gonna hold me back. So yeah, definitely go through and ask your 3 closest people, what's my greatest gift? And we can put that in there as well. That's number 6. Number 7, what other thoughts do you have about the development of your message from today for the future? So what other thoughts do you have about the development of your message from today for the future?
Can you say it one more time?
What other thoughts do you have about the development of your message from today for the future?
My thought, because earlier I put that my favorite thing to post about is receptive versus expressive communication. Because like when I need a topic to go live on and I don't know what to do, I like pick that topic a lot because I love talking about it. And then when I first wrote that down, I was like, but how is that going to apply to anything? And then right here, I'm like, maybe I just need to focus on like teaching people to communicate with their pets.
Yeah. Yeah, like you can be talking about their body language.
You could talk about body language, prong collars, e-collars, the use and not use of them, using treats, toy drive, so many things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this whole plan, so there's more questions. We're going to get into more of like your ideal client, more of the like specific. So the next thing that we'll do is age, gender, location, like where do they live? What's their relationship status? Family status? Income level? Education level? Occupation. So normal demographics of age, gender, location, relationship status, family status, how much money do they make, what's their education, and what's their occupation.
Can you repeat that one more time? Because for some reason, my brain didn't register that I needed to be writing that down yet. And
so age, gender, where do they live, relationship status, family status, income level, education, and occupation. And if it's hard to kind of come up with some things, like if you would want to recruit yourself, you can be thinking about, okay, what kind of education do I have? What is my job? You know, what are my demographics? What are some of the things that is your, like, what are your demographics? So you can kind of be thinking about those things. Okay, just because we're going to be short on time here, I'm going to be kind of going through these a little bit faster. What is the desired action that your target audience would like to take? Basically thinking like, what do they want? They want to be able to spend more time with their kids in a way that they can actually like give them devoted attention. Maybe they want to travel more, having more freedom. So what is the desired action that your target audience would like to take? What do you want? Number 3, for your ideal client. What demographics would most likely take that action? What demographics would most likely take that action? Number 4, what are 5 qualities that you would like your ideal client to have? Are they So what are 5 qualities that your ideal client would have? Maybe they're hardworking. Maybe they maybe they're very passionate. Like one of the things Bryn and I hadn't even thought about this, but she played competitive sports like in high school and in college. So somebody who does sports or does like competitive sports or did, well, that means that they know the value of hard work and putting in the extra hours, that doing things now and saying no to things now will get you to be able to say yes later. You know, they know what like sacrifice and hard work and that kind of thing. So I was like, oh, I'd never even thought of like, oh, somebody who had played sports would have some of the attributes of somebody that's, you know, maybe they're entrepreneurial. Like I would like somebody who at least gets business, where I never thought of myself as an entrepreneur, but I was around and I had a lot of the like people. So my dad is an entrepreneur. My boss and his dad were entrepreneurs. Alex was very much entrepreneurial. So like I had these 4 big main people that I was around all the time, but I never considered myself like, I'm not a business owner or anything like that. I didn't really identify with that, but I still had like, that's an attribute that I was around. Like I could see that kind of stuff. So be thinking about, and you can always ask ChatGPT, like, hey, what would 5 qualities of my, like if you can put some of the stuff in here and say, what would 5 qualities of my ideal client be? All right, number 5 is, what is the 5 biggest problems or frustrations or challenges that your audience has, or like your ideal client has? So what are the 5 biggest problems, frustrations, or challenges that your ideal client has? Number 6, who are the clients, customers, business partners, whatever. So who are the business partners you would not choose to work with and why? Sorry to give you guys like a little bit of an example of that, but who are the customers or business partners that you would not want to work with? Okay, so what we're going to be doing with all of this is you're going to create a summary of your ideal client. Because then once you have that, then you can really be honing in on your marketing. So like Amanda, you're like, I don't know what to do lives about, you know, but once you have this and you've got like your summary of your ideal client, you can be popping that into ChatGPT and say, all right, what are their biggest pain points and struggles? Like I have these things. What can I go live about to help them with this? So let me see. All right, come here, Peyton. I'll show you guys an example of the summary. Peyton, come on. Come on. Peyton. There. So hopefully, let me get to this. Hope I can share my screen and hopefully you guys can hear this. Okay. So this is from my coaching call where they were very much going over their ideal person, and I really liked hers, so I wanted to share this with you guys. Go ahead.
My ideal client is a woman who's looking to make an impact but doesn't know how yet. She has been in the real world and realizes that she is not who her degree says she is. She's someone that is a leader and has leadership experience. She's compassionate but not clear of where she wants to go in her life. She's in the process of living her life on her own terms. She loves to travel and go to personal development conferences. She's passionate about helping other people and has a desire to be her own boss. She's looking for a career change that aligns with her passions for helping people, but is struggling to find what it is. She has gone through obstacles but doesn't let them define her. She's a positive energy and an attitude of gratitude. She's an ambitious woman in her late 20s to early 40s with a college degree that she's proud of, but a job that leaves her feeling less than satisfied. She is looking for more in life. She's always been a leader and wants to make an impact, but doesn't know how. She's looking for purpose and has always dreamed of living a life full of joy, travel, and adventure. I love it. How do you feel about that?
I'm like, she just described my person right there. I know it was sped up because I was really trying to get through the recording before this call, but you can see where she's got it really dialed in and really thought about who that ideal person is. And then she can create her marketing from there. And then, because then your TikToks are going to be like talking to that person. You can, with ChatGPT, you can put that in there. Like every Tuesday, I use ChatGPT to help me come up with what topics to be talking about. How can I be incorporating Pautry in the business to be helping people raise their hand and say, me too? Because that's what we really want to do, is to be really creating content to our ideal person. And the more that you can be talking about the things that you're passionate about, the things that you like talking about, that's targeted towards your ideal person that you want to recruit, it's going to be easier to be like having those conversations. And people are like, yeah, me too. I was in that dead end job where I didn't have anywhere to go, and I felt completely stuck. And I didn't know, like, if I had to think, man, if I'm going to be doing this for the next 20 or 30 years, it's just not like, I couldn't do it. There's no way that I'd be able to still be in that job. So those people that are ready for a change, they're ready for something different. And that's the things that we can offer them. And if you're talking about the pet stuff, then clearly you're going to be drawing in the pet parents. And then you're going to be, when you're talking about your stories, your struggles. So one of the other things that Bryn had talked about is thinking through your entire life. What are the stories of your life that you can pull nuggets from and make that into some sort of, like, maybe it's a business topic. Maybe, oh my goodness, when I was a kid, this happened to my dog, and I wish I would have known then what I know now, that I could have just taken his nail that I clipped too far along and I could put it in the starch. You know, like, what are, Bryn talked about how she got stung in the vagina by a jellyfish. And she turned that into a business post. It was crazy. But, you know, like taking these things, and even if you're like, I don't know how to turn that into a business post, pop it in a ChatGPT, see what they come up with, see what they say. Like, hey, I have this story. How can I make this into some sort of business post? Or just thinking of, like, what are some of those main stories? Because stories are really where it's at, of where people are going to be able to get to know you and say, yeah, me too. I've been there. I've been the pet parent that had no idea what to feed their pet, walking up and down the aisle, checking out dog food advisor, trying to figure out, like, price wise, and still having no idea what's the best. Like, if I had, like you said, Caitlin, if I had a resource, that would be great. So, any questions? No? Okay, so this is a homework that I'm going to be giving you guys. So we're not going to be meeting next week because, well, the three of us on this call are going to be at Paw Fest. Sorry, Sarah. Oh, yes, we have to get a picture. Okay, smile, everybody.
Oh, wait. Hold on, I'm actually on my computer today. Okay, ready? Okay.
I don't know why I always do my penguin arms, but I just feel like doing penguin arms every time I do a screenshot like that. So, but yeah, so Sarah, next week we're going to be at Paw Fest, but I would still love this homework from you guys as soon as possible. And so getting that summary of who your ideal pet pro is, so like somebody that you'd want to recruit. And so, yes, I will definitely send that to you. I'll get it up onto my YouTube and get you the link. So yes, we want you to create a summary of your ideal client. And if there's any other things that I can think of, I will pop that into the elite chat. If you want, I can post these questions as well for you guys. Actually, Sarah, I can do that for you. I can just pop that into the chat. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of like a lengthy, in-depth thing. Like we did 2 full coaching calls about this whole entire thing. So it's something that's going to be evolving, but this is really going to be honing in your marketing and who you are talking to. Because like who here would love to have a bigger paycheck and have a bunch of people on your team that work and like you like to be hanging out with. Like I love hanging out with all of you guys. Like I love it. So, all right, guys, have a great day. And I will see most of you guys next week in person. I get to hug all of you. Okay, bye guys.
Yeah, Joy, I need to know what time to come to your house.
Yeah, I gotta figure that out yet.
Okay.
We'll see. All right, bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.